Hey everybody, Asher here, back with some more Hearthstone. As for today, we're doing some deck experimentation. It's the beginning of the season, so why not? You can see this is a Reno Jackson Paladin deck, because Paladin has kind of dropped off the face of the earth, and I think it is worth possibly experimenting and revisiting a little bit. So, we've gone for two things. We've gone for a Reno deck, we've gone for a Dragon deck, and just for kicks, we've also gone for a ReN'ZoD deck. So this is an insanely greedy list. I mean, I'm running 3 10 drops, 2 9 drops. Something tells me that this deck is a little bit overbearing here. And there's definitely some refinement that can be made. But the biggest thing I want to see as I play through some of this is this something that can work? With a ReN'ZoD Paladin, you tend to run a lot of healing anyway, where you have multiple forbidden healings. And then you also have Ragnaros the Light Lord. You rely primarily on board clears, whereas dragons have a lot of pretty good synergy, a lot of good items that you can throw in there. So we have a little mix of like the board clears, the Pyromancer, Equality, your Doomsayer. You have a little bit of a mix of like some of the dragon elements, some of those really good overstated minions if you can get the synergy. And then you have Reno, which is a full heal. And I'd argue, and I think a lot of people would agree here, is fundamentally better than Forbidden Healing because it puts a body on the board. So what I've noticed while practicing decks, is that a lot of decks will actually make it to or a lot of matchups, if you're trying to play a control style, you can make it to the 10 turn range. So we do have a little bit of anti-synergy running both Deathwing and Deathwing Dragon Lord. But I figured, screw it, maybe we can live the dream. ReN'ZoD can potentially bring back Mr. Dragonlord, Tyrion, Chillmaw, Sylvanas. Could potentially run Karen, but I was starting to feel a little overwhelmed with the number of things that we had in here. Also run Brand, just because there's a lot of good battle cries that you can try and take advantage of, including Twilight Drake if possible, Earthen Ring Farseer in a pinch, and then obviously Blackwing Corruptor. So, is this any good? I'm not sure. Are we going to have fun trying? Let's find out.
My hammer burns with holy fire.
Okay, now getting Doomsayer early is a really nice thing. Could potentially argue for keeping Deathwing versus what kind of Shaman it is. But we're going to go with this hand, so Earthen Ring gives us a follow-up play. Every time I've run into Shaman while practicing with this deck, they've had an answer for Doomsayer, whether it's hexing or just throwing a bunch of damage out there. But Doomsayer is kind of the ideal versus Shaman, which I've said before in previous videos, and I'll say it again, that I think Aggro Shaman is probably the strongest variant right now, and it looks like he has a pretty good opener here, especially if he's double trogging. If he is double trog, oh, he's not. Okay, I was going to say, if he double trogs, that means I'm a lightning bolt away from getting this taken anyway, but we got a Doomsayer here. This is exactly why we throw Doomsayer in here. Now, when I was talking about Deathwing versus Deathwing Dragonlord, the anti-synergy is real, because this is still very much a control Paladin deck. So what that means is that you're going to have a lot of cards stuck in your hand. He can't play Lava Burst. All I can hope to do is do 2 damage, so mission accomplished to that end. So here we go. Just a little bit of healing's good. We have our Reno already, so everything's going according to plan. Now, is our plan a viable plan? I don't know. We have a lot of healing right now. Is he actually going to Rock Biter this? That's okay if he does. We're going to play this nice and patient. I mean, I have a lot of draws that I can make to deal with this. Big thing is just trying to slow down. So we've drawn all of our healing at this point. I could Aldor. I kind of would rather Aldor the Flame Wreath Faceless, which everyone doesn't want to call by name. I guess 4 mana 7/7 is a little easier. So there's your Feral Spirits. So we have Equality, Consecrate, or Wild Pyromancer Consecrate in the deck. And we'll see, like I said, if our greed's going to be rewarded or not so much. We are just going to take this nice and slow. We have literally nothing else to do right now, but our Doomsayer successfully slowed down the game a little bit. So right now we are on the control plan. I do want to be able to get things down as hard and as fast as possible, so Spell Power Totem's a little scary. Okay, we do have Equality Consecration. I don't think I want to do it with this board, though. So, see, here's the thing, is that we got to ask ourselves, how greedy do we want to get? I do have some Forbidden Healing that I can do to myself. But is playing something the right call or the wrong call here? We're just going to keep it going. Keep drawing cards. He's not really threatening us in any way, shape, or form yet. And I'd rather get a full board clear if I can. Right now, this is literally 2 for 1. So if he's smart, and if he's playing Shaman like this, he probably is smart. We're gonna try and wear this off. So if it's healing totem, it's not healing totem. Okay, that's a flame. That's not Flame Wreath Faceless. That is our good friend Thing from Below right there. The card that he twitched thinking about. So we are now a turn off from Ragnaros Light Lord, and we have to start thinking about, can he burst us down? So I guess one thing we can do just to play a card, just to try and heal ourselves up a little bit, is that we don't need to go for like the full healing dream here. We can heal for 10. Last thing we want to do is to overdraw when we play Lay on Hands. We're actually going to have to play some cards eventually. So 10 healing for 5 mana is not bad. We have done absolutely nothing with the board so far. And he's not... Okay, so he's going to have... Wow, still no healing totem. Still not playing anything else, just waiting for the board to clear here. I guess I'll give him a reason to do something. So sometimes you just need a big body on there, and that's what Ragnaros Light Lord is going to do. Once again, is this a card that necessarily fits the archetype of the deck? It's neither dragon. He doesn't even know I am a dragon paladin yet, does he? No, he doesn't. But if this can draw some big removal, that'd be good. So Lava Burst, not to the face. Alright. There's your good old-fashioned healing totem. Still no Thing from Below. So, Dragon Consort, pretty good. Like I said, we don't need to worry about Equality consecrating yet. I wouldn't mind a Pyromancer here. So we'll just take our time, gain a little bit of tempo. I could consecrate here, but since we are a Reno deck, that is one of the weaknesses of this deck, is that we don't have double equality. So we have to really watch it. But see, look, our matchups have gone fairly straightforward. I can't tell for sure if he's face or mid-range, just based on what he's played. His hero power now does nothing. So he's going to have to play something at some point. I still have Reno, but I got to watch out for if he has like some kind of Bloodlust play. Okay, he's just going straight face. Alright. Solemn Vigil's not awful. Alright, one downside of this is that we would overdraw. But I guess if we're just looking at it from this perspective, it's probably not terrible if we just go for the Solemn Vigil, try and draw some cards here. I'd like to get some healing. I need to start whacking at his board a little bit. So let's go ahead and consecrate. Yeah, that seems alright.
Options are...
To battle!
And then we have our Pot of Greed. And we got a Corruptor. Hello, Dragon Synergy. That worked out. If we really need to dump our hand or fight the board hard, we have Deathwing Dragon Lord. We actually did draw into Pyromancer Equality now, so that's really good. Aldor Peacekeeper's amazing here, which is one reason I held it. Alright, so there's Chillmaw, and Chillmaw is also amazing, but we don't really need Chillmaw just yet. Although Chillmaw for 5 is really good. It does kind of eat our own board here. So let's see here. I mean, we got some options. I could just Chillmaw, hit some of these things just a little bit. That seems alright. So Dude Slayer or us. Chillmaw here just to set up the N'Zoth if necessary.
Reporting for duty.
And we can possibly play around things. Let's just go face. We are being the beatdown. Who the hell would have thought, right? Like, we got to play some cards in our hands so that we can replenish. And he could be hexing this. Nope. No hex.
Get in there and fight, maggot.
Okay. Shilmaw just won. Alright. So we still have a 5-2 on the board. Alright. Okay. That's pretty cool. Alright, so he's done some pretty decent power plays here. Is it time to, I mean, he's played both things from below. He's obviously mid-range. It could be worth, Pyromancer Equality Reno Jackson. That might be okay. I mean, it's not like the maximist heal possible, but at this rate, I have Ooze in hand as my anti-weapon tech. What else does he kill me with at this point? Alright, so I'm a little sad that you're gonna go, but...
Hello.
So once again, I'm just trying to avoid the all burst or anything here, but I still want to have some board presence just so that we can go after him. Alright, anything else? Feral Spirits. Okay, so now we're going on the face plan. Look at that! I cleared his board and he just restocked it right away. That's pretty good. Deathwing is actually kind of justifiable here, but I'm going to go with Dragon Lord. Since we have Lay on Hands in hand. See what we want to do. Okay, Finley, are you going to life tap? Okay, is it all face all the time, or is he actually going to control this? He's armoring up. Alright. You want to kill Reno. Oh, you're going to go face. Okay. We'll just heal through that too, I guess. Unless we get something better. Do we get something better? We did.
Well played.
Alright.
Burn.
Look at that! The Shaman Menace has been defeated. We actually won a game on ranked with this deck. I am as dubious as you are. This is like the greediest piece of crap ever. Let's get back to reality, shall we?
Versus Malfurion.
Protect the one.
My hammer burns with holy fire.
Alright, I'm not sure if I keep any of this. I think Aldor may be okay just as a get on board play to survive here. I've, at least in what I've practiced with this deck, Druid seems to be a bad matchup, but that's kind of saying something because every matchup is a bad matchup with this deck. I said the big thing is that unlike a Reno Warlock deck, we can't just tap into our curve, and unlike a Druid deck that's running all these huge minions, we can't ramp our way in here. Fortunately, thank our lucky stars, we're running 9 dragons, we actually managed to hit one. So the last time I played Druid, all of my dragons were sitting at the bottom of my deck. Oh, have not seen someone run this card in a good while. Okay, so we have a Bran available. Let's just dude up. The Keeper of Oldman into a Silverhand Recruit is actually a decent play. So it is something to keep in mind. Okay. The nice thing about these is that since he's probably not running a Mass Silence, we can knock these back down. So we did pick up our equality. Oh, it's a Dragon Paladin! Run! Run for your life. Who plays Dragon Paladin anymore, anyway? Doomsayer would have been awesome to pick up here. It's one of those cards you want a hard mulligan for, but sometimes you just don't get it. Mark of Yasiraj, you're a beast? You're not a beast. Okay, anything else you got? +1/+1. Okay. That is a good move. Alright, I guess we'll go for the tiny heal here. I mean, we could try and save Bran. I could be justified in outdooring this. That may actually be the better play. Because that still challenges the board. We can save the Bran Earthen Ring heal combo if at all possible. Let's try that. I don't necessarily know the right way to play this deck, FYI. But if I can get rid of whatever buff he's given his people, he's already gotten some fairly efficient trades. But these are not beasts. They're just Night Elves on Panthers. So, Savage Roar. This is a very, very interesting deck. And because he's not trading with me, he's playing right into my game plan. Oh wait, there's the play. Alright. Alright, so Corruptor, you are really good here.
I wield the power.
Thank you, top deck skills. Azure Drake, Dragon Activator. Only need one. So there's one mana crystal down. What else do we got? The reason that you don't see people play Darnassus Aspirants anymore, by the way, is because they lose that mana versus Mire Keeper, which is permanent. That's literally the difference. Okay.
Pay attention, class.
Fascinating. Alright, well, we're gonna make a trade, aren't we? I guess the question is, how do I want to do this? Because we have options. Equality isn't very good because Blackwing Corruptor will survive this. I mean, we could play Keeper of Uldaman afterwards just to increase this guy's health. But I'm not a huge fan. I think I want to develop Bran here. If we can get Bran to stick, and we probably won't, but if we can get Bran to stick, then we can get 2 card draws with the Azure Drake. So let's do that. Any little bit of healing is nice. This doesn't exactly play around Swipe, but he has 2 cards in hand, and he's been through a third of his deck. Well, it's likely that he has one, and he's been holding on to 2 of his opening hand cards. Well, we'll see how this goes. Okay, Jeweled Scarab. Interesting. It's nice that I'm playing against a non-conventional deck, as a non-conventional deck. I'm always a fan of that kind of interaction. Alright, so can he swipe here? Just Wrath Recycle, okay. And... ooh. Fascinating. Alright. I'm not sure what that was about, though. Okay, so we have a Quality Consecration. That's good. So it looks like the play... man. I really want to take this guy out. I feel like getting 2 card draws from the Drake is a little stronger, but I need to clear some of this stuff. That's okay. This is exactly what we saved this for. Alright, so this is some kind of interesting buff Druid variant of some way, shape, or form. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that my late game's probably stronger than his.
Pay attention,
Okay.
class.
Does he not have spells to play? What did he do with his face? Okay, I was about to say. I know he powered up here. I know he's not going to leave that up. Alright. Well, while I'm not huge on leaving that up right now. Let's see, Twilight Drake's okay. Azure Drake presents more of a threat. This is not going to be a very big dragon at this point. So True Silver is a good thing to have in your pockets. Alright. What I want to know is if there's some Yogg thrown in Snell's Druid deck. But we've done pretty good curving out here. Here's the swipe. Okay. Okay, the swipe's coming. There we go.
I am ready to learn.
That's okay. We had to get it out at some point. And what did we lose on that swipe? We lost a Drake that got us some cards. We lost some Silverhand recruits that didn't get very far. Okay, so Solemn Vigil. Okay. So we got more card draw, that's good. Let's go ahead and get this guy out.
Burn.
Alright. So we have Solemn Vigil, we have Equality Consecrate, we have potential for Deathwing Dragonlord next turn. We're kind of in the position we want to be in right now, especially since Druid... Okay, Druid. Some Druids run Mulch. This deck might. Okay. Is he making a trade? Is he gonna Wrath to cycle? Huh. Alright, Living Roots. That's fair. Well, I guess what this means... Oh, Light Lord. I think that does change things a little bit. Because right now, I don't have any dragons to pull with Deathwing. And I have a lot of big dragons left. Deathwing just presents such a huge body, though. And we're not really under threat of lethal right now. Let's go ahead and... There's not going to be a better board to play this on. I cannot believe 2 games in a row where I've gotten to play Deathwing Dragonlord. Pretty good. Into the face. What does he have in his hand? Is what I want to know. Okay. So we're going for some very crazy Beast Druid. Alright, what's the more correct play here? Fordring or Light Lord? I'm pretty sure it's Tyrion. So let's Tyrion it up. All the legendaries! All of them! I could even heal for 2 here. Let's do it. It could set up a potential consecration lethal if he somehow breaks through this. And I get Ashbringer and still have something in hand. Plus we have Solemn Vigil. Or we just win! Wow! Wow. So here's the deck list one more time. As I said before, this is a Reno deck, so like many Reno decks, there's a lot of game time decisions. I've made some refinements back and forth. There are some matchups that I faced where my opponent just got on me too big. I didn't draw my early game. I didn't draw my Reno, but that reset button, putting a creature on the board, definitely helps. And you don't have to heal for everything as you saw versus that Shaman game. Sometimes just getting your health back up, whether it's a Forbidden Healing, which you can also heal creatures with, I've had it be relevant a few games. Let's see. What else is worth talking about here is that, interestingly enough, I haven't had any games where ReN'ZoD has really been a factor. But I still feel like since I'm playing Dragonlord and Tyrion and Sylvanas and Chillmaw, that this is very much worth it. But of course, ReN'ZoD decks are very challenging to play versus some of the control matchups, especially when they try and throw Brawl at you. What I try and do to mitigate that a little bit is just put some of the dragon package in here, because those dragons can do a whole lot of work. But unlike, say, Warrior or Warlock that would run... one of the biggest matchup concerns that I have is versus Cthulhu Warrior, because the general strategy is to try and deny the Cthulhu in some way, shape, or form. the Revival especially, because a lot of Cthulhu lists are now running Doomcaller. So what other classes will do is kill off the Sylvanas and steal the Cthulhu. Can't really do that offhand here, but still, like I said, we have some decent early curves, some decent early plays. Like, sometimes you just got to throw Bran out there and it sucks, but at least we're able to get a double heal. Finding Doomsayer is really helpful. Even if they deal with it, that's still like healing damage that would have otherwise gone to your face. But that's it for now. This is Asher. Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments. Like I said, I have no idea if this deck is competitive, but I just had the idea, just kind of thinking, you know what kind of Paladin deck can I make and possibly make work. 3 10-drops I am positive is too much, but you know what, it's still early in the season, so we can have some fun laddering, right? Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.